Daily Bible reading, Ezekiel chapter 30. The word of the Lord came to me. O mortal, prophesy and say, Thus said the Lord God. Wail, alas, for the day, for a day is near. A day of the Lord is near. It will be a day of cloud, an hour of invading nations. A sword shall pierce Egypt, and Nubia shall be seized with trembling. When men fall slain in Egypt, and her wealth is seized, and her foundations are overthrown. Nubia, Put, and Lud, and all the mixed populations, and Cub, and the inhabitants of the allied countries, shall fall by the sword with them. Thus said the Lord, those who support Egypt shall fall, and her proud strength shall sink. There they shall fall by the sword, from Migdol to Syene, declares the Lord God. They shall be the most desolate of desolate lands, and her cities shall be the most ruined of cities. When I set fire to Egypt, and all who help her are broken. Thus they shall know that I am the Lord. On that day messengers shall set out as my bidding to strike terror into confident Nubia, and they shall be seized with trembling on Egypt's day of doom, for it is at hand. Thus said the Lord God, I will put an end to the wealth of Egypt through King Nebuchadrezzar of Babylon. He, together with his troops, the most ruthless of the nations, shall be brought to ravage the land, and they shall unsheath the sword against Egypt, and fill the land with the slain. I will turn the channels into dry ground, and I will deliver the land into the hands of evil men. I will lay waste the land and everything in it by the hands of strangers. I, the Lord, have spoken. Thus said the Lord God, I will destroy the fetishes and make an end of the idols in Noph. And no longer shall there be a prince in the land of Egypt, and I will strike the land of Egypt with fear. I will lay Pathros waste. I will set fire to Zoan, and I will execute judgment on No. I will pour out my anger upon Sin, the stronghold of Egypt, and I will destroy the wealth of No. I will set fire to Egypt, Sin shall writhe in anguish, and No shall be torn apart, and Noph shall face adversaries in broad daylight. The young men of Avon and Pi-Beseth shall fall by the sword, and those towns shall go into captivity. In Tahaphanes daylight shall be withheld, when I break there the power of Egypt, and there her proud strength come to an end. The city itself shall be covered with cloud, and its daughter towns shall go into captivity. Thus I will execute judgment on Egypt, and they shall know that I am the Lord. In the 11th year, on the 7th day of the first month, the word of the Lord came to me. O mortal, I have broken the arm of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. It has not been bound up to be healed, nor firmly bandaged to make it strong enough to grasp the sword. Assuredly, thus said the Lord God, I am going to deal with Pharaoh, king of Egypt. I will break his arms, both the sound one and the injured, and make the sound one and the injured, and make the sword drop from his hand. I will scatter the Egyptians among the nations, and disperse them throughout the countries. I will strengthen the arms of the king of Babylon, and put my sword in his hand. And I will break the arms of Pharaoh, and he shall groan before him with the groans of one struck down. I will make firm the arms of the king of Babylon, but the arms of Pharaoh shall fail, and they shall know that I am the Lord. When I put my sword into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he lifts it against the land of Egypt, I will scatter the Egyptians among the nations and disperse them throughout the countries. Thus they shall know that I am the Lord.